Welcome back to the show. April Madison joins us in studio. Does not want to play my NATO games.
Oh, we can play your games.
No, it's all right. It's okay. You know,
I never said I didn't want to play them.
All right. Do you want?
I didn't say I find any of it possible, but.
Do you? Okay, then I'll give you this choice. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Two different doors we can go through here. You want to go through assaults at the hands of pizza, or do you want to go and do exploding bouncy houses?
Pizza. The bouncy houses one gets me going.
Did you hear the story? Okay, we'll save that one for radio.
Well, no, just because every year we report on a lot of those bouncy houses blowing away in bad weather because they weren't put in the ground properly.
Yeah, this is
Kids
a
are
whole other concern.
inside, they get hurt.
All right, hold on here. 1 second.
Okay,
We'll get to
okay,
that. Hold on.
Okay.
Two separate incidents. Two men allegedly assaulted their girlfriends with pizza.
So it wasn't an agreed pizza fight.
No. North Carolina cops arrested a Cody, 25 years old, responding to a domestic disturbance call. He shares a home with Sharon. She's 19. When the police arrived, in the report, it says that he became angry after slipping on a wet floor. He cursed at McKinley and then pelted her with pizza.
It was not a mutual pizza fight.
I'm going to have to get back. 8:34, welcome back to the John Justice Show. April Madison, KGUN on your side, joins us in the studio. I was just telling April Madison about a story in which two men were busted for assaulting their girlfriends with pizza.
You only got to the one.
I know, so let me back up here. So you got one, North Carolina. Cody was 25, 19-year-old live-in girlfriend. He got angry because he slipped on a wet floor, cursed at her, and then allegedly pelted her with pizza. Now, here's where it gets interesting.
What a nice man.
During the question, I know you don't pelt with pizza, you eat pizza. During the questioning by cops, he denied throwing the pizza. However, an officer reported finding, and I do that thing with my fingers, pizza sauce on the back of McKinley's right rib cage. Additionally, there were pieces.
Back of her rib cage? Wouldn't that just be her
We're back. That's just the story said. I didn't write this garbage. There were also pieces of pizza strewn all over the living room floor, as well as the wall behind the front entrance to the door of the apartment. How angry?
Maybe that's how they eat their pizza.
How angry / drunk do you got to be where you're yelling and you just, I'm not.
Maybe
that's
they
not
were
what
done
I'm going.
eating and that was the leftover pizza.
That's not what I'm going for. There should never be any leftover pizza.
I agree. You eat every little mouth-watering
you
drop
eat
of
it
that.
all. Prior incident, South Carolina man was collared last week for domestic violence after he assaulted his girlfriend with the slice.
What is it?
I don't
are they
know.
getting like really rock-hard pizza somewhere?
He admitted pelting his girlfriend with pizza, but claimed that she threw pizza at him first. However,
she threw the first slice.
She did. As long as it's not ultimate pizza, I think then you'd be in trouble because you got more items that could, be painful.
Or like the Chicago deep.
Oh, deep dish.
A little heavy.
Well, I don't know.
Knock you out.
I don't know, man.
Whack.
You get some of those thin sliced pizzas, and they're a little tough. Like, that on a, yeah.
Get that first. You get the cut across the forehead, and then you get the deep dish, and you get knocked out.
The heck with my Pima Bond question. Let's ask that. Let's ask this. What would you rather be pelted by, deep dish or thin crust? Yeah.
French bread.
You know what? I'll trump you all. Stuffed crust.
Ooh.
No. It's a lot of weight going on there.
I think I'll still take thin crust.
But while he claimed that she threw it first, the woman's clothing was spattered with sauce. His garments were clear of any pizza or pizza sauce. So
she did not have a good throw.
Cops think that he may have been a lion. So there you go. So there's your pizza stories. Why would you do that? I don't get it. I don't think I've ever thrown food at anybody.
You never had a good old-fashioned food fight?
No. I mean, I was like, no.
I don't remember if I ever have either.
No, I take that back. No, I don't. I take that back. We got in trouble once. My brothers and I were at my grandmother's house, and she had made oysters, and we ended up throwing them at each other and into each other's milk. I do remember that, and that my dad got very upset.
Kids like oysters.
Why?
So you're like,
would
what
they?
better to do with this chunk than to throw it?
As a science experiment, yeah, maybe, but not to. No, thank you. No. Yeah, I forgot.
I'm guessing you still don't like oysters.
No. I know. I mean, I don't mind sushi every once in a while, but I can't do oysters. That's just oysters on a half shell.
Love them.
Not down with that, unless it's on pizza. Got to be thin crust, though. What's going on with the weather?
It's a little muggy out there, which means our moisture's coming back. We've been pretty dry the past few days and hot. So we saw those triple digits come back on Sunday. It's been warming up pretty much every day since. We saw 100 yesterday, 102 today, 103, maybe even 104 tomorrow. So it is going to continue to go up. So that muggy feeling will return. The good news with that is that means our storm chances are returning now. Not today so much in the Tucson area, mainly in the areas east of us. They have a better chance over the higher elevations of Graham and Cochise County. But otherwise, we are going to see about a 20% chance for storms returning tomorrow. Goes up to a 30% for that normal afternoon and evening thunderstorm pattern that we see during monsoon. That comes back Thursday and through Monday of next week.
So out of any potential at Scorpionados, we have a higher potential of that later in the week than we do like right now.
That is correct.
Okay.
And 90s return Friday.
Excellent. One more quick one because you were getting all fired up. An inflatable bounce house.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Inflatable bounce house. By the way, what did we land on? Because we had Layla, who was the old one of our old news people.
Layla Tang.
Layla Tang. We mocked her incessantly behind her back when she
Why?
She called them bouncy houses, and we just
That's
thought
what a lot of people call them.
I know. I just think it's a really dumb name for them.
What do you think they should be called?
Inflatable. They're inflatable houses. It's a bouncy house just sounded weird.
Kids bouncing them.
Maybe it was the way
They're
that
a bouncy house.
Maybe that's the way that she said it. What did you say? Bouncing palace. Why do you speak sometimes? Why do you don't? This is why I
You
don't.
could ask all of us at some point on this show why we speak sometimes.
Not really important to the story. I'm just okay. Inflatable bounce house. All right. This was in Boise, Idaho. It exploded.
Whoa.
Injured 6 kids. They're fine. Okay.
No, they're injured.
The children were they minor injuries.
That was kind of an oxymoron there.
But it wasn't like
injured
to the
6
hospital.
kids that are fine.
It was more like mommy, daddy, I got a boo boo. Okay. I mean, how injured are you gonna get with it?
Well,
not with it blowing away, but no, not with it blowing away. I get that, but if it just
explodes,
it collapsed.
I would think that could cause
them.
some pretty serious.
The bounce house walls folded on top of them.
They're lucky they didn't cause more problems.
Minor injuries.
They could have suffocated.
They were treated and released at the scene. They don't know the exact number, but there were many, many children in the bouncy house.
As there usually is.
Yeah, see, another byproduct of childhood
people don't
obesity.
Usually rent bounce houses for one child. There usually is several.
And I bet one of those kids still had shoes on. You're not supposed to do that either.
See, this one's I can't really laugh at just because I've covered so many stories of the bad.
No, but April, what I'm saying is funny. I mean, it doesn't relate to the kids. The kids are fine.
I missed that.
You can laugh. What I'm saying is funny.
What's funny? Just that it collapsed?
Well, yeah, because there were a lot of kids in there, and then I said that another byproduct of childhood obesity in this country. Because maybe some of those kids were fat.
Shouldn't have, or it was overcapacity.
And then there's
too many in there.
Always that one kid that leaves his shoes on.
That was you, wasn't it?
And he probably I would know. No.
I
was the kid that went
that kid.
I was the kid that went too far and took off his socks as well. I was that kid. Yeah, which was much to my detriment because your feet get stuck on that plastic. It's very painful. It's not good at all.
You still do this, don't you?
Maybe. They wouldn't
I think we're learning why this thing may have exploded. I think there might have been one barefoot parent inside.
They wouldn't let me on the one over at Fantastics the other day. I was very
shocking.
I was very disappointed in that. I looked at her. I said, "I've been working out. You should have seen how big I used to be." And she was like, "Oh, whatever. That was a weird thing for you to say, sir."
There is a height and weight requirement.
Yeah.
You're past it.
Took a sip out of my bottle and I said, "Oh, you know who I am."
Were you at Fantastics or Chuck E. Cheese?
I was at Fantastics.
Oh, okay. Clarify.
We were at a party recently, within the past year or so, for it was one of Logan and Kyle's friends, and they had a bouncy house. It was bumping. Probably shouldn't say anything. Too late. It was bumping up against the awning of the patio, and like a little tear got into it. Yeah. We didn't.
These are people that. Well, here's the thing.
We grabbed it and moved it.
Technically, they can blame the company because they're the ones that come and set it up.
Yeah, I think that's what.
It's
that's
not
what
like
we ended
the
up,
person that rents it sets it up.
Saying as well. Yeah, I saw it wasn't a bouncy house, but it was a slide. They had the big inflatable slides, right?
I rented one of those for my son.
It was the Titanic. It was the Titanic.
They're huge.
Yeah,
incredible.
Kind of inappropriate.
Oh, like you're meaning literally.
It was the Titanic.
No, I
wasn't using it as an example. It was Titanic inside. No, it was the Titanic. King of the world.
The
Jack and
the,
Rose.
the
Yeah.
water slide bounce house?
It was the Titanic.
That's still known to be like a ship. It took
Yeah. Not too soon, but just.
Bob.
Hey, Mom, how many people died? Woo! I mean, that just
They
doesn't.
probably could have just named it. If you think about it, even you can't even name it a cruise these days. That is too soon. All the cruise stories you're hearing about. What do you
Titanic
name it?
slide.
You just probably should just call it the ship.
Recreate the scene from the famous movie.
I think those tend to be a little bit safer because they're not bouncing and there's water that helps them a little bit heavier and they just.
I'm
can
talking
slide.
about the inappropriateness of its historical nature.
I'm trying to move on and make it sound better.
Yes, the ship was tilted, and that was what are you missing in this whole
Are
thing?
you serious?
It was the ship
I thought
tilted.
maybe they were just calling it the Titanic.
No, and the both sides
like
were the size
about
of
it
the
looked
Titanic.
like the Titanic.
Yes. I think it was even like Titan Slide or
Was the
Slide.
band?
It was Slide Tanic.
Was the band still playing in the lobby?
There was no band playing in the lobby. No, they did have Rick Springfield playing on the boombox though.
That was an awesome party.
Anytime you got
can't
Rick
believe I missed
Springfield
that.
involved,
It's all,
come on.
screams
It
awesome.
ain't a party until Jesse's girl arrives. Come on.
Oh, I was just waiting for Jesse's gold to come out of his mouth, and it did. It did, loud and clear.
April Madison, KGUN 9 on your side. It's Titanic. It was the Titanic. It
I
just
think we all got it.
they slid between
We
it.
got it,
Yes,
dude.
that's right. Took you. You all got it. Took you all long enough.
I didn't think that I didn't think it literally was like
Well, yeah. I always speak literally.
agreed that's probably inappropriate. I'll give you that.
Thank you. Finally. Jeez.